For every two you buy, plus 0% financing for 18 months. Call today or visit windownation.com.
Tonight, several developing headlines, tens of thousands of school kids walking out, demanding lawmakers in this country do something. As the alleged killer today is in court, face to face with the parents who lost children. What he now wants. And tonight, the calls we never heard before. President Trump's Attorney General Jeff Sessions and a major decision to make. Will he fire Andrew McCabe before McCabe can retire just 4 days from now? McCabe had defended James Comey in front of the American people. The cliffhanger overnight, the district where Donald Trump won by nearly 20 points. Tonight, the Democrat declaring victory. What does this signal? Parts of the east tonight buried under more than 2 feet of snow, and incredibly, we are now watching what could be a fourth major storm to slam into the east. Not again. First, the flight attendant who allegedly said put the dog in the overhead. It did not survive. Tonight, another family pet that was supposed to land in Kansas, where the dog ended up. And police say the husband who told a priest he murdered his wife has now been captured with the priest's help. And there is late word coming in tonight. A Navy jet has crashed. The search right now for the pilot.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Wednesday night. And we begin tonight with the powerful images playing out across this country today, just as a difficult scene played out inside a Florida courtroom at the same time. Tens of thousands of students staging a massive coordinated protest against gun violence 1 month after the shooting rampage killed 17 people at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. From Parkland to Littleton, Colorado to Evanston, Illinois. Students at Eagle Rock High School in Los Angeles with a moment of silence standing right there behind 17 empty chairs. While in that Florida courtroom today, alleged gunman Nikolas Cruz face to face with the families of the victims. What his lawyers asked for and the calls we never heard before. ABC's Victor Oquendo leading us off.
A sea of students seizing their moment. At 10 a.m., classmates from more than 3,000 schools walking out in solidarity with the victims of the Parkland shooting, saying when it comes to gun violence, they've had enough. In Parkland, they flooded the football field for 17 minutes for each of the 14 students and 3 teachers killed.
What was that like for you?
Give me the chills. I was looking around, I see all student body on the football field. I'm proud of all of them.
This playing out as the alleged killer came face to face with the parents of the victims. Those parents reduced to tears.
A plea of not guilty shall be entered on the defendant's behalf.
Nikolas Cruz sitting with his head bowed, his lawyers saying he would plead guilty if the death penalty is off the table. This as we're hearing new, chilling 911 recordings from the day of the massacre. Students in hushed voices pleading for help.
Please, there's people here. There's people. They're all bleeding. They're going to die.
Honey, I know. I'm really sorry that you're going through this, but I'm here with you, okay? Stay on the phone.
And then a teacher.
I'm in the classroom. The lights on the door's off. The student was shot and went through the door.
The bullet went through the door?
Yes, I have a student down.
The heart-wrenching memories of that day etched in the minds of the thousands who turned out nationwide. In Washington, D.C., the students turned their backs to the White House and sat in silence, telling our David Curley they should not be living in fear.
School is a place where we should be able to go and feel safe and learn and not have to fear that something might happen.
In Evanston, Illinois, the teenagers calling their legislators to demand gun reform.
I'm calling to request that you take action. Our parents had wars, and we have Columbine.
And there, at Columbine, where 13 died, a tribute to the victims of both tragedies. On the West Coast, 17 empty school desks, Arcana Whitworth with those feeling heartbreak.
Something about the empty desks is just sort of really hits home.
Students here in Parkland making the long walk to a memorial, vowing to never forget those they lost.
This is just another step. This is a statement. We demand change.
And Victor Oquendo with us live once again tonight from Parkland, Florida. And Victor, as you know, in Washington, they did pass a school violence bill in the House, but tonight critics say it doesn't actually have any gun control measures.
That's right, David. It's called the Stop School Violence Act, and it does not address gun control at all. What it does is dedicate $500 million towards training law enforcement officers and school officials. It also adds security equipment around schools. It passed by an overwhelming majority, but Democrats say it doesn't do enough. David?
Victor Akendo leading us off tonight. Victor, thank you. Also at this hour, we are following what will be a major decision by President Trump's Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Will he fire a top FBI official just days before his retirement? The FBI's outgoing Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, 4 days from retiring, his pension now at stake. McCabe has been a frequent target of President Trump, and here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas tonight.
It was Andrew McCabe who was thrust into the national spotlight after President Trump fired former FBI Director James Comey. McCabe suddenly becoming the acting director of the FBI. Soon after, asked on Capitol Hill about a claim made by the White House that morale because of James Comey was low.
Is it accurate that the rank and file no longer supported Director Comey?
No, sir, that is not accurate. The vast majority of FBI employees enjoyed a deep and positive connection to Director Comey.
For many months, President Trump publicly went after McCabe. Now tonight, there's word McCabe, just 4 days from retirement, could be fired before he retires. The Justice Department Inspector General finding McCabe allowed FBI officials to speak with a reporter about the Clinton Foundation probe and then misled investigators who asked him about it. Those close to McCabe say he denies intentionally misleading anyone. Tonight, McCabe's fate lies in the hands of Attorney General Jeff Sessions, whose decision could impact whether McCabe receives his full pension after a 22-year career with the FBI. That pension at the center of one of Trump's angry tweets. FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe is racing the clock to retire with full benefits. 90 days to go.
All right, so let's get to Pierre Thomas live outside the FBI tonight. And what are you hearing from your sources, Pierre? What is the AG going to do here?
David, no final decision has been made, but so far in critical moments, Sessions has often followed the recommendations of career staff, and those officials are recommending McCabe be fired. David?
Pierre Thomas tonight. Pierre, thank you. Now to the cliffhanger in Pennsylvania. 24 hours later, the race still too close to call, but Democrat Conor Lamb leading with a razor-thin margin, and he has declared victory. In a congressional district, President Trump won by nearly 20 points. What could this mean for November? ABC's chief national correspondent, Tom Yamas, is there tonight.
Please welcome to the stage Congressman-elect Conor Lamb.
Tonight, the Democrats already proclaiming victory in what could be a political upset in Trump country.
It took a little longer than we thought, but we did it.
Conor Lamb holding on to a slim lead over Republican Rick Saccone in a special election for a House seat held by Republicans for 15 years, and where President Trump won by nearly 20 points just over a year ago. The president flying here 3 days before the election to rally the base.
We need him. We need Republicans. We need the votes.
Even though it appears Republican Rick Saccone is unlikely to catch his opponent, he insists it's not over.
We're going to fight all the way to the end.
Republican leaders nationally quick to point out that the Democrats ran on an exceptionally conservative platform.
Both of these candidates, the Republican and the Democrat, ran as conservatives, ran as pro-gun, pro-life, anti-Nancy Pelosi conservatives.
And regardless of the final outcome, Democrats say their success here is proof momentum is in their favor heading into the midterms.
Tom Yamas up all night with this. He joined us live from Carnegie, Pennsylvania tonight. They're still counting provisional ballots now, but bottom line, Tom, what's the math here? Is there any way for the Republican to come from behind here and pull this out?
Well, David, we think there are hundreds of provisional ballots still out there, but there would need to be more than 627 of them, and the Republican Rick Saccone would have to win them all. That's highly unlikely. It's looking more and more like this is Conor Lamb's race to win. David?
Tom Yamas from Pennsylvania. Thank you, Tom. And one more headline out of Washington tonight. President Trump has now picked TV commentator Larry Kudlow as his new top economic advisor, replacing Gary Cohn. Kudlow served as an informal economic advisor during the Trump campaign. Gary Cohn resigned last week, objecting to the president's plan to raise tariffs on steel and aluminum. Overseas tonight, British Prime Minister Theresa May taking on Vladimir Putin, holding Russia accountable for that nerve agent attack. The Prime Minister today expelling 23 Russian diplomats, similar to what former President Obama did here after that meddling in the election. And eye-opening words tonight from U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, who today warned that if immediate action is not taken against Russia, chemical weapons could be used here in New York City. ABC's chief foreign correspondent Terry Moran in London tonight.
Speaking to a hushed parliament, Prime Minister Theresa May spoke with an icy fury.
We will not tolerate the threat to life of British people and others on British soil from the Russian government.
British investigators say a military-grade nerve agent developed by Russia was used in the attack on a former Russian spy and his daughter, a conclusion now backed by the U.S. intelligence community. In retaliation, May said Britain will expel 23 Russian diplomats, giving them 1 week to leave, suspend all high-level contacts with Russia, take unspecified clandestine measures, and she added the royal family will boycott the Soccer World Cup in Russia this summer. The expulsion of diplomats, the biggest here since the Cold War, and echoing President Obama's kicking out 35 Russian diplomats from the U.S. in retaliation for Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Later, dramatic scenes at the UN Security Council, Russia in the dock, Britain asking the world to stand with them, and U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley backing the Brits, urging the world to act.
If we don't take immediate concrete measures to address this now, Salisbury will not be the last place we see chemical weapons used. They could be used here in New York or in cities or of any country that sits on this council.
And Terry Moran joins us live tonight. Some very strong words there from Nikki Haley and senior intelligence officials telling ABC that there is no daylight between U.S. and British intelligence assessment on this, if the Russians are guilty here. What's the president, the White House saying tonight?
Well, David, the president told reporters yesterday, as soon as we get the facts straight, if we agree with them, we will condemn Russia or whoever. The facts are in. Intelligence agencies, as you say, agree. And tonight, a strong statement from the White House saying the United States stands in solidarity with its closest ally, the United Kingdom, and is working together with our allies and partners to ensure that this kind of abhorrent attack does not happen again. David?
That statement from the White House a short time ago. Terry, thank you. Back here at home tonight, in new trouble for United Airlines. Just 24 hours after apologizing for what happened to one family's dog on a plane, United now making headlines for yet another mistake. Another dog supposed to be brought to Kansas City. But where did that dog end up? Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis now.
Tonight, new woes for United after it mistakenly put this dog Ergo on a 12-hour flight to Japan. Kara Swindle was with her family flying from Oregon to Kansas City, but when she got to the cargo facility to pick up her German Shepherd, she was given a Great Dane instead.
He's probably so scared and freaked out. And probably hurting too because he doesn't have his medicine now either.
She says the airline told her the dogs were accidentally put into the wrong travel kennels. Ergo will now be flying back first class to Kansas tomorrow night. But United's apology for this mistake comes after the tragic death of this puppy Coquito on a flight from Houston to New York on Monday.
He's a member of our family.
The family and other passengers said that the flight attendant demanded the puppy's carry-on case be moved from under the seat in front of them into the overhead bin.
We're like, it's a dog, and she's like, it doesn't matter, you still have to put it up there.
When the plane landed at LaGuardia after 3 hours, the Castanos discovered Coquito's body.
She took him out and opened the thing, and then she got the dog, and he was there.
Tonight, United says their flight attendant, quote, did not hear or understand there was a dog in the bag and did not knowingly place the dog in the overhead bin.
Lindsay Davis with us live from LaGuardia tonight. And Lindsay, United Airlines now announcing changes to make sure something like this doesn't happen again.
Exactly right, David. As of April, they plan to start issuing bright-colored bag tags for customers who are traveling with an animal inside the cabin. They say that way, as soon as the flight attendant sees those tags, they're going to know there's an animal inside that bag. We've also just heard from United. They say that they have fully refunded the passengers' tickets and pet fees. It's not clear that that's going to be enough, David.
All right. Lindsay Davis, thank you. Now to the Northeast tonight, digging out from its third nor'easter in less than 2 weeks. And apologies in advance tonight for what may be on the way, a possible fourth storm now. More than 2 feet of snow falling in parts of New England, 14 inches in Boston. Some drivers on the Mass Pike, and look at the snow on top of their cars. That's dangerous. More than 140,000 without power at this hour, and new storm watches now in effect in the heartland, and that'll all move east all over again. Let's get to Rob Marciano. Kind of unbelievable, but possible.
It's the pattern, and we have the potential for another nor'easter come the beginning of next week. But this one's still hanging around, David. It's parked over New Brunswick and spinning cold snow showers across much of the Northeast, from Maine all the way down to West Virginia. And the cold all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Freeze warnings again for the Southeast into Florida. Wind chills below freezing in Atlanta tomorrow. Storms, meanwhile, coming into the Sierra, into Salt Lake. This one will get into the plains during the day on Friday. Severe storms potentially across the south. All the while, another storm hits California that same time. That's the one we're watching for to become a potential nor'easter, come Monday and Tuesday, and it could be a strong one.
It's okay. We don't even like hearing